Hey everybody, my name is Pastor Joel Polo Jr. I'm the senior pastor of the Ebenezer Church of God in Yonkers, New York. And this morning I have my good brother with me, Brother Tristan.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tristan Dillon. Thank you for having me.
For sure.
It's greatly a pleasure.
So I felt like the need for us, man, to have to sit down. And people may not even know this, but I think this Friday coming up will make it about 2 weeks since we met.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, every time people, especially in the church, talk about Tristan, they seem to think that we've known each other for years. Like how great it is how you can meet somebody
and it feels like that.
Man, and it feels like like you've known the person forever.
Definitely.
And so I'm 34 years old, and in my 34 years of living, I've been through a whole lot. I mean, being a pastor at such a young age was not in my plan. God knows that, but obviously He had His other plan, So I had to overcome losing my father. But in losing my father, I was able to step into a legacy that fuels me, that keeps me away from the bottle, but really stuck on purpose and seeing that the work that my father started back in 1999, and it's an honor for me every day that I go into the building and I'm able to talk to people and inspire people, motivate people, and just, share whatever it is that God has placed in my heart to share with people, right? But, I know your story personally.
Definitely.
But why don't you go ahead and just let the people know your story and, who you are and how this even came about.
Got you. So like I said, my name is Tristan. I'm 26 years old, and this relationship started 2 weeks ago, actually at Memorial Sloan Kettering in the city. May 2015, I was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. Had a crazy 14-hour surgery last year, September, to remove all the cancer from my body. And 2 to 3 months after, it started to come back. So 2 weeks ago Friday, I was getting some lab work done, and Pastor Joel was sitting down and he was singing Oh Come to the Altar.
Yeah, that's true.
So he started singing that song, and as I'm walking in, I finished the song and that connection just created a bond. Like I sent a text message to you the other day saying that this relationship feels like a big brother to a little brother relationship, and I don't call anybody my big brother. So just to see how like God could connect you with the right people at the right time for His glory and for His purpose is just amazing.
Yeah, it's truly amazing, but I know you're young, man. Like walk me through like that very first day when you heard, hey, it's cancer. Like walk me through like what was going on in your life at that period.
All right. Before that, full-time student. I was attending SUNY Old Westbury in Long Island.
Wow.
I was finishing up my bio degree because I wanted to go back to school to be a physician assistant.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I always wanted to be in the medical field. Always wanted to use my hands in a way to help other people. So I felt like that was best. A great way to help, and also a great way to provide for myself and for my future.
Yeah.
So worked full time as well at Delta Airlines. Had the opportunity to travel the world as well. So that was great.
Wow.
So I was living your regular normal 22-year-old. I was diagnosed at 22, so I was living the regular normal life of a young adult, experiencing different scenes. If it was different type of parties, you're 21 now, you could go to different spots that you couldn't go to before.
Of course, yeah.
So just finding my footing and ground in this world as a young independent person at the time. I had moved out of my parents' house and I was living in Brooklyn, so that was another adventure in its own.
Of
just
course.
Leaving the house and just trying to acquire different things and different skills as a young person.
As a person, finding your own way.
Yeah, definitely. So things started happening, whereas my biggest scare that I saw that something was going on would have been I went to the bathroom and it was just straight blood.
Wow.
And I knew that was alarming at the moment. Went to the hospital, went to doctors. They said nothing happened.
Wow.
So from, it was like a 8-month span until I got my next big scare, which I came back home. My mom said, you know what, you don't sound yourself. Come back home. Couldn't sleep that night. Went to the hospital. And the time I stepped foot in the hospital, my little brother actually brought me to the hospital. When I got there, they couldn't do certain tests because so many things were going on before they even found out it was cancer. So my lower intestines were blocked.
Wow.
My kidneys were failing.
Wow.
So they couldn't do proper scans and stuff at that proper time to say that, you know what, it is cancer.
Yeah.
To the time when they found out it was cancer, they said, you know what, the place we found it is not the primary tumor. So they found it in my liver, and come to find out it was already present in my colon.
Wow.
So after doing the proper tests, after my creatinine levels came back up in order to do like CAT scans with contrast and stuff like that, that's when things kind of solidified as, you know what, it is cancer. It is stage 4. And
wow.
Yeah.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, man, there's a big gap in space between the first time you went, you know, to the doctor because you had that big scare, but then the initial report was, oh, it's nothing. But then now we're talking about months later, you get another scare, like 8 to 9 months later. I mean, to me, you know, I'm in the, you know, the medical field, and I know time is important. I mean, was there ever a time that you felt angry? Angry at either the doctor that you first went to, angry at God, angry at, you know, your life? Like, you know, did you ever say, why me?
The first time I really experienced some anger, I would say anger at the doctor, because, you know, time is of the essence. Time is probably the most essential part to anybody's life. And I feel like if he had done his job, things wouldn't have gotten so far off. But that was just, I guess, immaturity at that point.
Okay.
I feel like I don't ask myself why me ever, because that's questioning God, and that's something that we should never do, is to question God.
And you feel that your faith plays a big role on your journey?
Essential role. I gave myself to Jesus Christ in the hospital bed.
Wow.
Fully gave him myself to Jesus Christ in a hospital bed.
Wow.
And, I always believed in Christ, always went to church, but I feel like, you know, West Indian parents, you can't tell your mother,
nah,
I'm not going to church.
Nah. They going to church, you going to church.
You going to church. So that's exactly how it was for me. I felt like at a point in my life, church was just for me to go and get an attendance.
Yeah, it was a routine.
Yeah, routine.
Yeah.
But then when you get diagnosed with a terminal illness, probably the world's second most leading cause of death in the world,
wow,
it kind of makes you sit down and reflect and think of your life in a different way. It makes you think like, you know what, all these years that I thought I was doing this for myself, and I was the one waking up myself every morning and stuff of that sort, it puts you in perspective. It humbles you, one, and kind of throws you back and says, you know what, this life is not yours. You're on borrowed time.
Yeah.
And it's just God. That's all I could say, is just God.
Wow.
It's just God.
You know, one thing that I would like to, you know, say with to you is, you know, when you look at TV, whether you're watching Law and Order or any medical shows or any movies, there's a picture that we have for cancer, right? Because the thing is, look at you, you know, and look at me. And there's really no difference between us. Definitely. We both walking outside, nobody would know your struggle. Nobody would know that, hey, this man is literally fighting for his life 24/7, you know, because look at you, you got a full healthy beard. I'm still trying to grow something, you know? So it's like, what would you say to the people that thing? Because, you know, with us, you know, when we think of cancer, we think of, you know, losing all your hair, you know, the depleted, you know, look on the face. I mean, somebody like you, I mean, you look like the average 26-year-old to me, you know? So what would you say to somebody who, you know, may not think or may not believe or see somebody like you and hearing your story, but he doesn't look sick? Like, what would you say to that?
It's funny you say that because I've had that question. I have people question me and doubt me
Wow.
in terms of not wanting to support the things I do
Mm-hmm.
because I don't look like the typical person who has cancer.
Yeah.
That's kind of what keeps me going. Like you said, your father's legacy fuels you,
Yeah.
and just that stigma of that what people have fueled me. I try to do and live a regular normal life in every single aspect to what cancer affords me to do. I have dreads now, and I locked my hair for the fact that when you look at somebody with cancer, you're looking for somebody who's bald or who
Yeah.
doesn't have hair.
Yeah.
You're looking for someone who has darker pigmentation due to the fact chemo is in
Chemo,
your
yeah.
system.
Yeah.
These are the stuff that you just tend to look for, but I try to erase all that
The
and
stigmas.
and
Yeah.
still mention to people and talk about cancer in every single way. And I talk about cancer so much because from me with cancer came Jesus Christ.
Wow.
So through me being diagnosed with this terminal illness, it brought Christ more to the surface in my life. Every single aspect. People always say, Tris, why you talk about your cancer so much? And it's because if you knew me before,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing this interview with you right now. And if I was, I would be super quiet. I
Yeah.
was a super shy, reserved individual. I'm still shy and reserved till this day. But cancer has created my purpose. Cancer has created a voice.
Gave you, yeah.
And it hasn't created a voice for myself. It's created a voice for the people that we're trying to touch right now just by sharing this story. Cancer
Yeah.
has created a voice whereas I can probably tell somebody my story, mention God, and have them think twice about this man is going through X, Y, and Z, and he's still serving God.
Yeah.
He has
He's still
yet
pushing.
to curse God. He's still on his journey, on his purpose. Why and how can God enlighten my passion, my journey? Because it's people who go throughout their whole lifetime and don't discover their purpose.
Wow. Yeah, you know what, that's extremely important that you said that. And something I think that's important, and I can tell that's the way that you're taking it, and thank God for that, is I heard somebody say that to me once. He said, you know what, I have cancer, but cancer don't have me. And most people, like, they'll get news and completely hit the panic button or eject button or the pause button, and they stop living, you know. And so tell me a little bit more about your company, the Every Battle, you know, should be fought alone.
Definitely. So 3 years ago, I started a non-for-profit organization called No Battle Should Be Fought Alone.
Nice.
Well, No Battle Should Be Fought Alone, it was also cultivated and in the hospital. I feel like all my stories and purpose came from me being in that hospital bed.
Wow.
It gave me a lot of time to reflect and think of something other than myself. And that just goes back to looking at my mother. She was in a small cot in my bedroom for the 2.5 weeks that I was in the hospital.
Wow.
And straight. Never left my bedside.
Wow.
Bringing me home-cooked meals. My hospital room looked like my bedroom because I had my comforters and everything from home on my hospital bed.
Of course.
So just having somebody there and showing constant support was what kind of instilled in me that giving spirit. She had told me, like, Tris, you know what? She already told me from before that she knew what it was, but she didn't tell me what it was.
Oh, okay. She had her suspect. Okay.
So then she said, you know what, we're going to walk today. I was in the hospital bed just sitting down for a few days. She said, we got to get up and walk. It's a battle, it's a fight.
Yeah.
So got up, started walking the halls, and I'm walking the halls and I'm looking in other people's room, and nobody had anybody with them. And they were hooked up to machines, and I'm like...
They were alone.
Yeah, alone. And I'm like, I have cancer, which might seem... I probably had one of the worst cases on the floor.
Yeah.
But when you look in somebody else's room, it's always somebody that has it way worse than you.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's how No Battle started. I said, you know what? When I get out, I'm going to start this 501c3 nonprofit and help in any way that I possibly can to anybody of all age, because that's why it's not just a cancer organization where I'm just dealing with people with cancer, even though that cultivated this and I do deal with a lot of patients who have cancer,
Mm-hmm.
but no battle should be fought alone. It's every single person's battle. It's different for everybody in
Of
their
course.
own life. So I feel like the things that we're doing and the lives that we're touching is just so amazing.
Yeah.
We host a whole bunch of events to raise money for scholarships for kids to go to school, because I feel like even though my journey in school had to be, I won't say put on pause, but
Mm-hmm.
had to be put to the side for
Mhm.
this time,
Mhm.
I feel like somebody else's shouldn't.
Of course.
Um,
And you wanted to be in the medical field,
yeah.
not necessarily a patient.
Yeah, not.
And you wanted to be in a position to help somebody, to help people in a specific way.
Mhm.
But then it's like that was your plan.
Definitely.
But then God says, okay, he's probably not gonna like the direction that I'm gonna take him,
Yeah.
but he's still gonna impact people. And I feel like, you're the way you are impacting, everybody that you meet, and I know especially the way you impact my life, has to be a whole lot greater than what you even thought that you could do,
Yeah.
as a PA and everything like that, So it's great how while you was in the hospital, through your pain, it gave birth to your purpose. And then you said something that really hit me hard. You said that you told yourself after being in the hospital for 2 weeks like this in pain, 14-hour surgery, going through all the battles that you're going through, and your mother, thank God for her, strong woman. I got a chance to meet her, and I love your mom. Your mom reminds me of my own mother.
Definitely.
Strong woman, you see them like, okay, she's no joke. And she was not going to let you allow you to just lay in that bed and allow depression or anything like that to come sink in. She's like, Tristan, today we're getting up and we're going to walk. And sometimes that's all you need, just somebody in your corner to tell you, hey, you're going to get up. But I love the fact that you said, when I get out,
Yeah.
I'm going to create this. Not even knowing that if you would get the opportunity to get out. You understand? Because like you said, you had one of the worst cases on that floor. Who's to say that you was going to have the opportunity to get out? But through faith, even through your pain, you said, when I get out, not if.
Well.
Right? So, man, it's great to be here with Tristan and really got a chance to really meet this young man, and this was not a one-night stand. And we're brothers for life, man. We're brothers for life, and because we're very heavy, our ministry is very heavy in the Yonkers community, and to see what he's already been doing in his organization, why not come together? We're both doing, the Father's work, and we can reach more people together. And and I hope that seeing him has changed your mind on the stigmas you may have with, terminal illness like cancer and anything else. And knowing that, don't let whatever it is that you're going through right now stop you from accomplishing what God has placed in your heart and your life to do. Listen, man, like he said, someone out there always has it worse than you, no matter how bad things are. And that's not to take away from your battle, and that's not to take away from your pain. But the thing is, do not allow this to anchor you, to just stop, but allow this to motivate and push you to even go further. Now I know, guess what? If I was planning to do something in 10 years, I got this cancer news. Listen, there's no more waiting.
Definitely.
We got to do now. So if there's anything, in closing out that you would tell the people, what would you share your heart?
I feel like you said, the present is a gift. The present time that you have right now is the most precious time that you have right now. You don't know what the present holds, and you don't know what the future holds. So why not continue planning for the future while you still have your gift, which is the present right now?
Wow, that's remarkable, man. So, brother, thank you so much. I
You,
love
man.
you. I
Love you
appreciate
too.
you, man. And watch out, in 2019, my brother's coming out with his book, man, sharing his journey with you all. Please go out and support him, and just let them know the website, your IG or Facebook, anything like that, that they can follow you and support you and everything that you're doing.
All right, my personal Instagram page is simply_GQ, and the website for my organization is nsbfa.com. It's basically every first letter of No Battle Should Be Fought Alone. Thank you.
That's amazing, man. So this has been Grace Talk with Pastor Polo, and we'd like to thank the great people at VCAS. And remember, continue to walk on water. The best is yet to come.